the code has to do with those senses and the order that they're put in. But to make it even more simplistic for you, to make it even easier, we take those senses, and as we try to communicate them to somebody else, we use words. Right? Because as I'm trying to talk to you, I can't use pictures because you gotta understand what the pictures are in my mind. So I'm going to use words to represent those pictures. I'm going to use words to represent what's going on over here subconsciously. So I'm going to take whatever's going on here subconsciously, and I'm going to use a word consciously to tell that to you. And I like to call those code words. So when somebody walks into your office and they said, ooh, I want a house that's really open. The word open is a code word. What picture did they just pull up from unconscious that they're thinking about when they said the word open? Okay? Now, when I said open, right now, when I said I want a house that's really open, you all did something.
We put in our mind what we would think is open.
Exactly. In your mind, you put in there what open means to you.
Right.
And you interpreted what I said. You have to. Because these code words are what we call nominalizations. They don't mean anything. And the way we like to define that is you can't put them on the table there. Can I put open on the table so that you can see it? No, it doesn't exist, does it? So in order for you to interpret this thing that I can't put on the table, you have to go into your own memory, unconsciously for you, and interpret that. Now, when I said open, what did that mean to you?
A great room feel, like the family room, kitchen is all open.
Okay. What did it mean to you?
That the floor plan was laid out with minimal walls between each room.
Okay. And remember, when we were talking about this before with Cheryl, what did it mean to Cheryl? With Cheryl, she was saying, well, it meant wide hallways because I'm a big person, and it meant, tall ceilings.
Yeah.
It physically meant, I can move around and I'm not going to bump into things. See, so her interpretation of it was, again, completely different. Here's the problem that happens. And here's what you're doing right now and what your tendency is going to do into the future. And I've been doing this for years, and occasionally in class, you'll even catch me do it. Not often, but it happens.
I got it. I busted it.
She did. Once in the last year, she caught me in class doing this. Which is, the person says this code word, like open, and I interpret it. And I use my interpretation. Now guess what happens? We call that contamination. They say open, and I go, I know exactly what that means. And now I go out and I start to show them houses that are what open means to me. And guess what happens? Exactly. It's not what they're looking for. And you go, but these are all open. Because you're contaminating. You took the code word and interpreted it. And that's the biggest kind of thing that you're going to have a problem with, is making sure that when you're talking to somebody, when you're listening to them, that you don't take that code word and contaminate.
So what do you say to them